Hey, I'm Dave Faulkner at Chef's Bonus. Today we're going to be doing some fried rice. Really appreciate all the feedback from everybody and you guys follow me. If you're not following me, you can hit the little ringle-dingle bell up in the corner and really appreciate it. And again, anything you guys want to see me cook or you want to give me any feedback, I'd appreciate it. So I'm going to jump right into this fried rice. The way I like to do it is I like to get an oil. This is coconut oil, but it could be regular canola oil, but you want to have one oil that's a little bit more of a higher smoke point. And then I add in some sesame oil for flavor. So the two of those are really going to add, that's your base for the rice, and that's really going to add that great flavor to it. I cook the rice off a day ahead of time, so I don't overcook it. I actually have a rice cooker. I don't know how you cook your rice, but I like to get it so that it's just right. Let it dry out a little bit so we can get a really nice crust on the rice once we put that down. But first thing I'm going to do is I usually use leftover pork chops or anything that I have. I have this really great cilantro and broccoli sausage here that has a lot of Asian undertones to it. So this is going to be my base. The first thing I'm going to do is get this cooking and rocking and rolling. Once we get this cooked up and chopped up, then I'll add the veggies in there. Last thing I'm going to add in is the rice. Just want to kind of get a crust on that and heat it through. But whatever flavors you like, use them. I've done chicken, pork, beef. Anytime I have some leftovers sitting around, I try to use them. A buddy of mine at Smoke Shop, Andy Husbands, he does an amazing brisket fried rice. So any of the smoked brisket and burnt ends that he has left over in the little pieces, he uses those for a fried rice dish that is out of this world. So have fun with it and use up those leftovers. Forget to get the sausage going and let it cook up a little bit. I know sometimes you may miss this in the editing process, but I'm a big fan of food safety, and I always use some sort of disinfectant wipes or sanitizer on my utensils because I don't want to cross-contaminate. If I'm having raw sausage or raw chicken, I'm always going to use something to clean up. Sometimes it gets cut out in the editing process. I just want you to all be aware of that. So be safe. Crisping up and looking pretty good. So I'd say the sausage right here is probably about halfway done. I'm going to let that hang out up here. Again, I'm going to disinfect my my utensils. I'm going to start adding the veg on here. So, let's see, put some peppers. I like to have, when I do cuts and things, I like to have a bunch of different sizes, so, I don't know, just looks a little bit more fun and interesting, different cuts. Different veggies. I mean, again, use whatever you got for leftover veggies. I just happen to have a lot of spring stuff right now. Some broccoli, some asparagus, cauliflower. Hit this with a little more sesame oil. I don't season it. A lot of people use salt and pepper at this point. I actually have some tamari and some fish sauce and rice wine vinegar. I feel like that adds enough salt that you really don't need to add anything else to it. I'm just going to let these cook. I'm actually going to cover these for just a minute. Let them steam up a little bit. Like I said, I'm going to cover these for a minute. Open this vent up. Let them get a full. I want them to steam, but I also want them to roast at the same time. So I'm going to open that up and let that convection heat start working. Let's check it out. See how we're doing. Smelling pretty good. Cauliflower's getting a nice color on it. Want it all mixed around together in that fat, that deliciousness. Let this cook for a few more minutes. I want to make sure that my sausage is cooked all the way through and that these veggies get a little more steam on them. I actually like my veggies kind of al dente and crispy, so that's a good thing. Want to have a little texture in with the rice and the sausage and some crunch and some, you know, sweet, savory, salty. It's going to be delicious. So push this stuff forward. All right, drop this rice down. So it may look a little dry, but I like my rice to be, like I said, just cooked. All this is going to get mixed together. And then for liquid, I'm going to add a little bit, like I said, rice wine vinegar, some tamari, and some fish sauce. If you can't find this, you can do whatever kind of mix you like. Sometimes I'll use lime. I'll use chili sauce. It's kind of really whatever flavor profile you like. My kids like theirs a little bit sweeter, so I'll use some My Poi chili sauce, which is like a sweet and sour chili. Another thing that I'll do is, with my wife, she's a big vinegar fan, so I'll use like a couple different types of vinegar. I'll use black vinegar, rice wine vinegar, a few different things, and that's really gonna, you know, open up those flavors. So it really depends on what you like, and you should play around with this and see what your favorites are. Down over there. Another thing you could add too is mirin if you're looking for a sweetness. It's a cooking wine. Really nice. Sweet, but a little bit of savory flavors in there. So now that I got that, I could smell that. I could smell that rice opening up, that flavor in there, all those different veggies. So first thing I'm going to do is rice wine vinegar. Deglaze a little bit. I like tamari. It's gluten-free over soy sauce. If you like soy sauce, you know, have at it. Do your thing. Oyster sauce is another big fave. Today I'm just going to use a little bit of fish sauce, which smells horrendous, but it's absolutely delicious. I want to keep it kind of light and, you know, summery. We're heading into the hot days of summer, and I want to keep this kind of just really fresh and bright. Acid, salt. I'm going to cover this for 1 minute. And we'll be done. You can always lower the temp if you're happy with the texture you've hit. Just let it, make sure it cooks through. The rice fluffs up a little bit. I like it a little crusty myself. All right, so let's check out this. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Yum. So I turn this down. I am going to. Yeah, let's go. I'm gonna move this back a little bit. Because for me, the piece de resistance is always a couple fried eggs on top. So a little bit of sesame oil. Oop, that was fish sauce. Oops. All right, do that again. So a little bit of oil, some sesame oil. Crack it some more. So, you know, a lot of times if you go to an Asian restaurant, they scramble the eggs right into the fried rice. You could totally do that. Looks like it's doing it on its own right here. But I personally like to do some sunny side up eggs on top. It's whatever flavor you like and however you like to cook, but this griddle is perfect for doing this dish. And way more than I thought I was going to. Great breakfast, by the way, if you're looking for breakfast. Great option. Give these a quick flip. A little fresh cilantro to finish this off.